In this video, I'm going to show you how to update your Python package on conda-forge. In the last video, I already showed you how to publish your Python package on conda-forge, but sometimes after you add some functionality to your Python package, and then you can push your release a new version using PyPI. But how do you actually also update the package on conda? And so this is what we're going to talk about in this video. I'm going to use the GeoDemo package that we have been using to show you how to do this step by step. So right now, if you look at the main the GitHub webpage, these two versions right now are the same, right? They are synchronized. So PyPI 0.04 and also conda-forge 0.04. And so next, I'm going to show you how to add some functionality to the package, and then we can release a new version to PyPI, and then we can also bring the package on conda-forge to up to date. Before we do that, I want to show you last time, the last video that we published the package on conda-forge, but where it is right now, if you look at this, the link here, you can also go to my blog, blog.geosoft.org, and then you should be able to find this one on the homepage. And so this is a kind of a written summary, some of the key steps that you need to follow in order to publish your package. And so last video, basically we finished, but it actually took some time for your recipe to be reviewed and approved. And once it's accepted, you will be able to see, for example, in here, if you click, so this is the one right now under the conda-forge repository. And so this is the one actually we need to update, right? Anytime that you want to update your conda package, then you need to update this repository. So what you need to do is to actually fork the repo. But we are going to work on the Python package first, and then we can come back to here. So next, I'm going to show you here that first we want to add some functionality. So in the next couple of videos, we're going to do something with Google's engine. So, and what we need to do is to actually add some functionality. So we're going to add a new module, but first we need to add the Earth Engine Python API to the requirements, right? So right now we only have 3 packages, but we can add a few more. And the one that we're going to use is the Earth Engine. So if you just go to the PyPI Earth Engine, if you do a quick search, you should be able to find this one here, Earth Engine, for example, API. And you can copy the name if you are not familiar. So you can copy the name of the Python package, and then you can come back to here. So usually in the requirements.txt, we want to actually add packages alphabetically, so it's easier, right? E, F, and then I, P, right? And then just Control S. So now we have the package added to the library added to the requirements.txt. Then we can go ahead to the package to add a new module. So for now, we only have like 2 of them here. But I'm going to add another one, so you can just right click your package name and then just new file. So this one I'm just going to call common.py, and I don't really need to add anything right now. I'm just going to basically make some changes, and then we can release a new version, and then I'll show you how to actually to also update your package version on conda. So I'm just going to quickly maybe just generate a doc string, and we don't have any function yet, but you can say, okay, module with some common functions to be used with IPy, liblet, and folium. Okay. That's it. So essentially we added a new module, but we will add more functions in the next video. For now, let's just keep this as it is, and also we add requirements.txt. If you want to see like what changes have been made, you can go to the left on the left here, click the Git source control, and then you should be able to click. You will see what have been changed, right? So we added a new line. We also added a new module. That's it. once we have this, then we can just push this to GitHub. So what we need to do is to just commit the changes. So we can just say edit source engine API. That's it. And then you can just control enter. It's automatically states all the changes, and then you can just push this one to GitHub. Okay, so it's done. Then we can go back to the GitHub repository and refresh. Okay, so now you will see this one is right now is being built. And so next, what we need to do is actually to bump the version here, increase the version. So now it's at 0.04. So what we need to do is make sure that you conda activate and then to the environment that you are created. So I can just conda activate, and it's called demo, right? Then from here we can just bump version. We can just use patch. You can use minor, you can use major, but because this is just a simple demo, so I'm just going to just bump patch and then git push text. Okay, you should be able to see right now it has increased to 0.05, and then what we need to do is just git push. Okay, so it should right now here updated. If you click the commit, right, so we added the source engine API and also bump the version. Next, what we need to do is to actually release the new version, so it can be automatically deployed to PyPI. Go to releases and then text. So from the text you can go to the right here, create new release, and then so what you need to do is just to put in here, just write a short description, edit source engine API. That's it. And then just publish a release. So this might take a couple minutes to build. You can go to the actions tab. From there, click the PyPI, and right now it's being built. Once it's being deployed, then we can go ahead to basically repeat some of the steps that we did in the last video. We need to get the recipe again, because some of the things that we want to use, it needs to be updated. So, and okay, so it says being deployed. Then you can go to the main repository. You can click the PyPI, the link. Okay, so now it has been updated. That's nice. So what we need to do, the next step is actually to, if you go to my repository, these two steps are still the same, right? If you already installed this one, then you don't need to redo it, but you need to actually use conda skeleton PyPI and the name of your package to actually get the latest recipe, because the previous one, we need to get basically some changes that have been made. And so what we need to do right now, let's go to anywhere. I'm just going to maybe my downloads repository, and you might see this is the one we retrieved last time. So I'm just going to delete this one. So next, open Anaconda prompt, and then again similarly you can just use conda activate demo. Okay, so next what you need to do is to do this one, conda skeleton. You might want to get into the downloads folder, so that you okay, hit enter. So that's what when we use the conda skeleton PyPI and on geo demo, the new recipe is going to get into the downloads folder. So conda skeleton PyPI and then geo demo, hit enter. It might take some time, but you will see right now it's getting 0.05, right? So this is the latest version that we just released. And let's take a look at the downloads folder. It might take a couple of seconds, but once it's done, then we have the file, and then we can use the file actually to update our conda package. Okay, it's here, and you can just right click. Maybe we can open using Visual Studio Code, and we can take a look. So what we actually need is this portion here, because the new version has been changed, and also this SHA-256 and also the URL. And this is exactly what we need to change. Otherwise, you cannot update. You also see some of these things in here also have been updated, and I will show you how to actually do that. Okay, so once we have the latest recipe, then we can go ahead to go to the Conda GeoDemo feed stock. If you already successfully deploy and if your recipe has been accepted, then you should receive an email and then saying that okay, this repo has been created, and you are also one of the users in there. So what you need to do is to go to the list feed stock, and then just fork, and then you can fork this one to your account. You cannot directly don't directly make changes on the repo itself. It's better to clone to your account, and then you can update the package, and then you can push to submit a feature request. Here it also shows you some of the things in here, right? How to update. You need to submit a feature request. So I submit a pull request. Once you fork the repo, then what you need to do is to clone this one to your computer. So I'm just going to copy this one and then come back to somewhere. For example, I'm going to go to my maybe my documents folder, and then under GitHub. So I'm going to clone the repo to here. What you can do, you can either right click, open Git-based, or you can use Anaconda prompt. Either way is fine. So I'm going to use this one, and then just git clone, and then you can just right click, paste the URL, hit enter. So now we have this one under our computer. What you need to do, you can just right click, open Visual Studio Code. So once you open, you need to go into the recipes folder. So the recipes folder, and then meta.yaml. This is the one that we pushed last time. So if you remember in the previous video, I showed you how to publish that. And at that time, it was version 0.04. Since we just updated the package to 0.05, and then we already released that on PyPI. And you want to also bring your conda package up to date. And this is what we're going to do. So, and if you see this one, right? So let's take a look at here, right? So this is the one that so this is the one that's that we retrieve earlier from PyPI. So this is 0.05, right? And this is, look at this 0.05, and also this number. These two are right now has been changed. So what we need to do is actually to update these two portions. So let me show you one more time, right? This one, and so what you need to do, you can simply just copy this first 6 lines, and then come back to here, paste. That's it, and then hit Ctrl S. Usually you just need to change the just copy and paste. So essentially you need the version number to be increased, and also the SHA-256. So this is the two things you need to change. But you also need to pay attention. If you add additional dependencies to your requirements.txt, you also need to update this portion. So, but don't update the host. Okay, so as I mentioned in the previous video, in the host, under the host, you only have pip and Python. That's it. All the new dependencies you need to go under here. So earlier I showed you that we actually add an additional library. As you can see here, we have 4 already in here, but we have this one. So we also need to add this one to here. And like I said, alphabetical order. Okay, Control C, Control V, and then Control S. That's it. And we're done. So this is what you need to do, is basically to make the changes and update the version, and also update this link, and also add additional packages if you edit some new dependencies. That's it. So once we edit the metadata YAML, then we can push this one back to GitHub, and we can say maybe update it to v.05, right? And then you can just Control Enter. Okay, and then push. Come back to GitHub, refresh. You can take a look at here, the commit. And this is what we just did earlier, right? So essentially update the version, update list line, and then add the Earth Engine Python API package. That's it. Once we have this, then you can go to the main page. From here, you should be able to see this branch right now is one commit ahead of the conda-forge master. And so what we need to do is to click the pull request, right? And so what we're trying to do here is actually to update the repo and then to submit a pull request so that it can get to the master repo. And that one, once it's successfully committed, it's going to automatically update your conda-forge package. So what we need to do, you can just review. Usually it should not be any issue, right? And then from here, what you need to do, just create a pull request. And from here, you can just update to 0.05. You can also maybe just update it geo demo view stock, okay, to v0.05. Also make sure you check this one, right? So it's from your account to the conda-forge account, right? So this is the master, this is basically the parent, this is the children. So just update this one and then just create pull request. That's it. So once you, right now you see here pull request, right, under the main repository, you will see the pull request, and it's going to take some time to actually to make all the changes. So what you need to do is to go to the track list, right? So use a personal fork of the field stock to propose changes. Yes, that's exactly what we just did. Okay, so bump the build number if the version is unchanged. Actually, we changed the version from 0.4 to 0.05, so we didn't need to bump the build number. So the build number will always be 0. So if you come back to here, see this one more time, right? So the build number here, you don't need to make changes, so it's still 0. And just hit this one, reset the build number to 0 if the version had changed, yes. And re-render the latest conda species. And so this is something that's because it's being checked automatically, and sometimes if they make some changes, you also want to use the latest one. So if you come back to here, if you want to see what exactly is, because your recipe right now is located within here, we only make changes to this. All the other stuff, those are basically automatic integration. So sometimes the conda-forge actually update something, we also need to bring it up to date, and that's why we want to use follow instruction here is to just simply use this one, just copy this line, and then come back to here, just leave a comment, just comment, and it's going to basically make changes. If there anything has been changed, it's going to bring it up to date. So in that case, you will make sure that all the security features for your package is up to date. Okay, so this is what we just did, and then just check this one, ensure the license file is being packaged. Yes, because it's this one you don't need to make any changes, like what we did in the last video. The license file is already included. Okay, so and then check this one. Okay, so right now you will see here it's waiting, it's queue and waiting to run the task. Once everything have been all the tracks are successfully completed, you will see the green marks, and it will show you that okay, this conflict has no conflict with the base branch, and then there will be a button showing that okay, most the pull request. Once you click the button, then you are done. So it will only take a couple seconds. Then this one should be updated. And so also for this one here, this is a friendly automated. I tried to render for it, but it looks like there was nothing to do. So that's a good, because I think we just deployed this one 2 days ago, so there's not much have been changed by the conda-forge, so it's quite normal. Sometimes if you like waited maybe a couple weeks, things might have been changed. So if you don't use this one to render, most likely your recipe will fail. So if you see any like red crosses, that means something is wrong. Sometimes it might not be your recipe, it's just you need to just you need to use this one. So when you automatically, this is basically automatically execute command and bring your conda-forge field stock up to date. Okay, so this might take a couple minutes, sometimes 10 to 15 minutes. Once it's done, then you can just click the pull request. I'm going to pause the video and then come back once this is finished. Okay, so all the checks have successfully completed and passed. So if you see all these green check marks, this is a good sign. So once this is finished, then you can just click merge pull request, confirm merge, and done. So everything else should be automatic, and you can go to the conda-forge web page, and if you refresh, this might take sometimes a couple hours. It's not instant, so once it's updated, you should be able to see this one here, changed to 0.05. And so if once you update it, anyone can just use this command conda install, or they can just conda update -c and then conda-forge channel and then the name of your package. So I'm going to show you, for example, for the gmap package, right? Gmap. Then you can click the files, right? So from here, you should be see all the version, right? So all the version that have been created, that I released, and actually all the procedures to update the package on conda-forge is exactly the same. So what I did is usually fork the repository. You only need to fork once, and then you just update. If you go back to here, look at the recipe again, right? Conda skeleton, and then to get the recipe, and then you just need to update these few sections. And also, if you add any additional dependencies, then you can add that here. Once you're finished with this portion, then you can commit the changes and then release the new version to PyPI using GitHub. Once you have this, so you need to release the new version to PyPI first, and then you can use the conda skeleton to get the latest recipe, and then you can update your conda-forge the package field stock using these couple lines, and then once you finish, then you submit a pull request. Okay, so once you have the pull request successfully merged, your package will be updated automatically. So this is the whole procedure how you can update your conda package on automatically. Not automatically, but you need to do something. If you wait for maybe a couple days, actually sometimes it can be updated automatically. So if you go back to the repository here, maybe it's here. So actually conda-forge actually sometimes can also automatically send you an email if they actually detect that you have changed something to your if you release a new package to PyPI, sometimes they can automatically pull the changes, and they will email you, and so you can just follow your email, just click one button. It should be updated automatically. So either way, it's fine. You can, if you want to update immediately by yourself, you can follow the same procedure that I show you in this video. If you wait for maybe a couple days, you most likely want to receive an email, and then from the email, here it will automatically create a pull request for you. So you just need to make sure that okay, all the checks have been passed successfully, and then you just click a button. So in that way, you don't need to submit the pull request by yourself. Okay, so that's all for this video, and you can wait for a couple hours actually to see that whether it has been updated or not, but usually it should not be any issue. Once, the most important thing is to make sure that you can pass this one. So if all the pull request, if you see the green check mark, then means it's successfully completed. Okay, so this is exactly what you want to get. If you see any errors, then you're going to click see the details and to figure out what's wrong, so you can continue. For example, if you have any errors or warnings, you need to click and then continue. So somewhere in there, you should be able to inspect exactly what's causing the issue, why it failed. Then you fix the issue, and then you release a new version, and then eventually you should be able to get it successfully updated. Okay, so that's all for this video. Hope to see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.